Hi, YouTube. Shea, say hi to YouTube. I kind of made a video about Shea and his autism journey a couple days ago, but I couldn't edit it and it wouldn't upload, so I'm gonna just go over it quick because a lot of people have been asking about it. I wasn't around, obviously, when Shea was born, but it's okay, baby, it's a plane. But I was told that when Shea was born, you could physically see there was something wrong with him. One of his eyes was out, meaning that he had like a lazy eye. His features just looked like there was something wrong with him. When he was 2 years old, well, before that, they had a problem with his milk and they thought he was lactose intolerant. Most babies go through that bout where they have to figure out the right formula and all that. He was a little delayed with holding his head up and doing all that stuff. But when I met him, he was 2. He would talk what I would call Martian, where if you didn't know him and listen to him, you wouldn't know what he was saying. He was trying, but it was just gibberish, and it was very hard to understand. He got diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old. He got assessed and all of that and diagnosed, and then he started his, please don't yell like that, and started early intervention when he was 2. When I came in his life, he was still on the bottle, still in diapers, still sleeping in a crib. He couldn't feed himself. He was still eating stage 3 baby food. He was basically like a year and a half behind what he should have been, quote unquote. Shea, come on, come play. He's playing imaginary baseball. He loves playing with his shadow as well. We call him Peter Pan for that reason. When I got introduced to him, he was making slow progress. He said his name for the first time. He, was just meeting little milestones. Wait, Wally, I'm making a video with Shea for a second. Shea, come here, baby, play. Go ahead, go play. So he was going to DDI when we finally got him alone, because I was living with my mother-in-law. She had taken custody of him when he was like 3 or 6 months. Shea, stay on the grass, please. Come on. Hey, come on the grass. When we finally got him, throw it. When we finally got him full-time was when we really could start making progress with him. I got him off of the bottle. We got him eating regular food. He can feed himself. His speech is amazing. He's made so much progress. The potty training is still a little hard. I think that he knows what to do. He knows that he should be going on the potty. I just don't think that when he's in the middle of doing something, his brain can focus on something else and say, stop and go to the potty, because at first I thought it was just him being lazy and not wanting to stop, but I really just don't think that his brain tells him, hey, I should stop and go on the potty, because he would start getting upset and not say anything until he was actually going to the bathroom. So we've let up on that a little bit, but we're still trying. He had to have dual eye surgery last September to fix his lazy eye. He was going through bits of patching. Before he got his surgery, he was getting patched for 6 hours a day at school, which was interfering with when he could do gym, and it was part of his lesson plan. He has glasses now, even though he's not wearing them. He has glasses. He doesn't have to get patched anymore. His eyes are amazing. But he's come a long way. In the last, year alone, he's been eating regular food, no more bottle. He sleeps in a toddler bed. You can understand what he's saying. He expresses his emotions. He can follow commands. He can take his plate off the table after dinner and throw the scraps in the garbage and put the plate in the sink. He knows in the shower to wash his hair and his body. He can pull up his pants. He can... he can't figure out putting on shoes yet, but we're getting there. He's anything with sports, he's obsessed with. Baseball, basketball, soccer, football, anything. You could tell him you could tell right now, he's only looking at his shadow. He's obsessed. And
won't look at me when he throws the ball. He watches his shadow.
Yes.
Call him Little Peter Pan.
Yes, that we call him Peter Pan. Even though I had called him over here and he's playing with Wally, this is how it is most of the time. All of the kids will be on one side of the yard and he will be by himself. We're trying to get his social interaction up. He's not very good at sharing yet. He's gotten a lot better where he doesn't throw temper tantrums when it comes to sharing. He'll kind of like whine about it, but then kind of deal with it a little bit. We need to get him into initiating play more because he really is able to entertain himself all by himself. But other than that, he's made a lot of progress. He was, you know, hard to understand when I first met him. He was very handicapped with not being able to feed himself, eating the baby food on the bottle. You know, he still naps every day at 5 years old. And like I said, he's still in diapers, well, pull-ups, because we're in the middle of potty training. But he scored so high at school that next year for kindergarten, he'll be going to district, which means that he'll be going to regular school, quote unquote, but he'll be in a special education program where he'll have an aide and he'll go on the bus and they'll, you know, so he's kind of just going to be in school but in the special education part, and he gets extra services like speech and occupational therapy because his fine motor isn't where it should be. He can't hold the pencil the right way, so they can't teach him to write anything yet. He knows his ABCs, he knows how to count, he can sing songs, his memory is good. He loves movies, he loves music, he loves playing, he's always happy, always. So I don't know if there's any moms out there that are struggling with this, that have an autistic child that, you know, is nonverbal and, you know, delayed a little bit. But when he first started DDI, he had to wear the book around his neck and point to pictures because they couldn't understand him. And now he is a chatterbox. So things do get better. You know, it takes progress. I mean, it takes time, it takes work, but there will be progress. You know, they just need that one-on-one time and someone to sit down with them and listen and give them the chance, and they will overcome any obstacle. He's the strongest little boy I've ever met, and he doesn't even realize it. Even behind the surgeries, he did amazing. He didn't open his eyes for 2 days. But then when he did, it was like he opened his eyes actually because there was football on and he wanted to see what was happening. So that ultimately got him to open his eyes. I didn't care why he did it, you know, but I just wanted to make sure he was okay. You know, but even through it all, he just pushes and ends up coming out the other side better than he was. I mean, let me see if I could spin the camera around. I don't think I can. But yes, if there's any moms out there that are struggling with an autistic child that doesn't think it's going to get any better, I promise it will. It takes work, it takes patience, and it takes time, but they do get better. I see it firsthand every day. This child wakes up saying something different, doing something different. He has manners. He says please and thank you. I try and raise him just like I raised Gabriella, who doesn't have autism. You know, just because he has a quote-unquote disability doesn't mean that he shouldn't be expected to act like a normal child. I don't expect anything of him that he cannot do, but he has manners. He says please and thank you. He knows to hold the door. He's a mushy kid. He loves kisses. He's very attention-driven. For the long time, I didn't even get an I love you. It wasn't until recently that he started saying I love you back. I know that's a trait and that's discouraging because, you know, to give a child so much love and them just not say anything back is kind of heartbreaking, but it will happen. I hope this guys gives you hope and it gives you a little insight as to who Shea is and what we deal with on a daily basis with him. Not deal with, but you know what I mean, what he deals with. But thanks, YouTube. I'm going to sign off. Have a great Easter. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, anything. There's my husband's channel is Road to Recovery. There's a GoFundMe. You can follow me on Instagram, everything. Thanks, YouTube. Have a good one.